What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and today we're going to check out Cursed Notes, most disturbing abandoned buildings encounters caught on tape. You guys already know this is probably one of my favorite, if anything, that is my number 2 favorite playlist to record because it's about abandoned structures. And what I like to do as a, as a hobby, as an interest, is explore abandoned locations. If you guys are just tuning in and seeing this video for the first time, I am a paranormal investigator and I like to do urbex. And this is one of my favorite topics, or one of my favorite playlists to actually react to. So with that being said, Cursed Notes, most disturbing abandoned encounters. Let's go.
The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Soy Gerald in January of 2026. In the video, Gerald, along with his cameraman, set out to investigate an abandoned supermarket situated in Cancun, Mexico. It is important to note that this location is a major hotspot for criminals and serves as a shelter for people living on the streets. Gerald also pointed out its notorious reputation as a center for crime and robberies in the neighborhood, where police frequently remove and arrest individuals only for them to return repeatedly. Despite these challenges, the duo remained completely undeterred and proceeded to investigate the abandoned supermarket. As they began their exploration and stepped inside the building, they immediately mentioned that they smelled a horrible stench coming from the place. They later even admitted that they felt extremely sick and nauseous, which ultimately forced them to relocate to a different part of the building. They then decided to leave that section altogether and chose to venture into the old warehouse. However, as they were walking through one of the rooms, that's when they encountered something extremely alarming.
Vamos a adentrarnos por acá. Vean cómo ya destruyeron todo este... Tranquilo, bro. Tranquilo. Tranquilo, viejo. Trae un cuchillo. Trae un cuchillo. Trae un cuchillo. Trae un cuchillo el vato. ¿Todo bien? ¿Todo bien? Trae un cuchillo, güey. Trae un cuchillo, güey. ¿Y dentro otro?
Y sí, venía uno que fue para allá.
Es un pinche, güey. Nos salió una persona, tiene un cuchillo en la mano y creo que era un palo, un fierro.
To the explorers' absolute shock, a man brandishing a knife and a stick suddenly jumped out of a room and aggressively started chasing the duo. Acting on pure survival instinct, they immediately started backing away, doing their best to avoid getting hit and to put as much distance as possible between themselves and the attacker. Fortunately for the explorers, they successfully escaped the dangerous situation and managed to get away from the attacker unharmed. But despite being completely terrified, they did not leave the building. Instead, they eventually took out their own weapons and began communicating with the individual from a distance. Once the situation had calmed down, they approached the attacker and asked why he had reacted so aggressively. The man explained that he is a scrapper and admitted that others had robbed him many times while he was collecting metal, which is why he is always on edge and feels the need to defend himself first. He also showed an old knife wound on his finger, which contributed to his defensive behavior. He added that the metal he gathers earns him about $14 a day, just enough for dinner, and clarified that he was not trying to hurt anyone, only to protect himself and his supplies. The individual later apologized for his actions, and the explorers, understanding the man's circumstances, told him to take care of himself. With a kind of uneasy mutual understanding and respect, they both went their separate ways. The explorers then continued to explore the building for several more minutes. Fortunately for the duo, they did not encounter anything unusual during this time and eventually left the building without any harm.
Hey, you guys. Once again, this is something that I find it's one of the things that I enjoy doing right now, and that is exploring abandoned locations. Now, I have to say, you're not going to catch me walking into a supermarket, right? That's not interesting to me. Abandoned locations that I choose to go into is abandoned locations that has history. For example, even though in the very beginning of my paranormal journey, I promised myself that I'll never step foot inside a psychiatric center. Never say never, you guys, because I've been to like 7. And due to the history, that is what I'm interested in. I'm not going to be going into people, into supermarkets or something, that's modern, because the supermarket is technically modern, right? Yes, that doesn't mean that it's not going to be paranormally charged, especially a place like this where there's crime, death, God knows what in there. So, you might get paranormal activity, but at the same time, you are entering somebody's space, and you might come across people that won't be as we saw. This guy started off aggressive, but he toned down. They ended up talking. Everything ended up being cool. That is best case scenario, you guys, because a lot of people, they're not right up there, and they might come at you a little bit more violence. So you have to be careful. I would never go to these places by myself. I would never. Technically speaking, if I come across anybody, I'm leaving. Why? Because one, I don't know their intentions. I go in there with an aspect of investigating the paranormal. Scratch that off the list, because anything could be contaminated. We cannot use any of it. We could use the clips or the video that we, as far as how cool everything is. But as far as paranormal investigating is concerned, everything is scrapped if there's somebody else, not part of the group, in there. So this is very dangerous, and for them to confront the person and wanting to try to talk and all this, hey, good for you guys, but do not take this as an example. Let's go on.
The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel The Lost Explorer in February of 2023. In the video, a British urban explorer named Mike, along with his friend LD7, decided to investigate a large abandoned quarry complex located in the middle of nowhere. As the duo started their exploration, they immediately informed their viewers that many quarry workers had suffered injuries or even fatal accidents during the site's operational period. They also stressed that abandoned quarries are extremely dangerous places and are no place to mess around, warning that the risks of collapse, falling, or getting trapped are very real and can occur without any warning. With this in mind, they took the necessary safety precautions and cautiously made their way into the first site, which appeared to be an office facility. However, the moment they stepped inside, they immediately noticed red stains scattered across the surface around them, and shortly after this discovery, they reported hearing strange noises nearby.
So, let's have a look. What's that? God, it's like a death trap in here. Is that? It almost looks like a but
It looks like it.
Oh God, I hope it's not.
And if you look on the floor down there,
Oh my days.
what the flip?
Is that dry blood or
What in the flippity flip?
what is that?
I actually don't know. Like, I have no idea. It kind of looks like blood, but could be old.
I don't know what it is.
Could be old. Like dried blood, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't want to say it is.
No,
But
neither
all
do
the
I,
walls
but
are smashed in, like someone's face has just been
pummeled into it.
pummeled.
Or yeah, we were just outside, just chilling for a second before we go upstairs, and we had like a weird growling noise, so that were a bit unnerving. But it's deadly quiet. It's really quiet. We've been in here for quite a while now, to be fair, guys, and it's obviously getting dark outside. I mean, look now. You can see outside it's starting to get, sun's starting to go down. We heard a weird noise. I don't know what that were, but we're going to basically now head
It's alright.
upstairs. It's creepy in here. We're in the middle of nowhere as well,
I know.
guys, so...
What's that?
I don't know. I think it were a bird. Right, guys, I can hear a dog outside barking, so I don't know if that's security or that's potentially other people coming in. I don't mean, oh my daisies. Yeah, I don't know if it's security or it's other explorers or what. Maybe it's somebody just walking past, I've got no idea.
Although the explorers eventually went upstairs to investigate the noises and also to look into the red stains they discovered earlier, they ultimately found nothing suspicious. But they weren't overly concerned about these details and refrained from jumping to any conclusions. After wrapping up their exploration of the office building, they proceeded to the next structure, which was the former warehouse. However, as they were making their way toward that section, that's when they made a shocking discovery.
We're going to head out of the first area and move on. So these are the warehouses. As you can see now, it's pretty much pitch black.
Yep, it's very dark now. Oh, hold on. Someone's been here. What? We've not been up this way yet.
No, we haven't.
There's the dog prints.
Which means
Heading that way.
potentially they've left. They've already left site, hopefully.
They're walking away.
Can't see enough fucking prints going back that way. It's all heading in. It's all heading towards it. Crap.
Whoa. Oh, cool. Do you hear that bang there?
No.
Seriously? Bang the other end of that warehouse. Seriously, what's as well?
Hello? What the f? That's a dog. That's a dog.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a dog?
Yes. I think. I don't know, but there's blood all over in there.
There's something back there. Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually starting to feel a bit not
No, I'm feeling on edge now.
I don't feel too good at the minute. If someone said hello, it like
Thing is, though,
reacted.
if there's other people in there, they don't know who we are.
If they've got a dog, is that one a human? Or some...
After hearing loud bangs coming from the warehouse, the explorers initially tried to call out and make their presence known, suspecting someone might be inside with them. However, when there was no response, they immediately turned around and started moving in the opposite direction. This decision was largely influenced by the fact that they had discovered fresh footprints in the snow, which did not match their own tracks, and led directly into the warehouse. Combined with the noises and their remote location, they became extremely paranoid and remained on high alert. Taking this into account, the duo spent the next several minutes outside the warehouses, listening intently for any movement or sounds while trying to calm themselves and figure out who might be inside. However, they didn't detect anything unusual during this time and eventually decided to move on to a different building to continue their investigation.
So I'm gonna pause it right here real quick to get my 2 cents. So yeah, like how I've been saying, just because a place is abandoned, it doesn't mean that there's nobody in there. There could be people doing exactly what you guys are doing. There could be people going in there to find shelter. There could be people that are not right in their mind trying to escape the weather. And, it's very dangerous. But I have to say this. There was dog prints following or with the footprints. So safe to say that could have been them. So I don't know about you guys, but if it was a stray dog barking, you would have seen it because it would have been charging at you, at least curious enough to get close to you. Now, the only reason why it didn't get close to you while it was barking is because the owner most likely has the dog on a leash and is not letting him go. So you guys are probably both like scared to interact. But something that I always do when I go into abandoned locations is I announce my me being there. Like I would say is that yelling, basically, because if it's a big place, you have to yell so the echo could stretch out. Identify yourself if anybody is here, so on and so forth. Basically, letting people know that you are there. So if there is anybody else there, they have either one of two options. One, come out letting you know that they're there and, you guys have the little conversation, what they're doing. Or two, they're going to run off because they scared. And depending on how you say certain things, they might think you're authority and, most likely not. I mean, I'm a, self snitch. But if you are going into abandoned locations, those locations most likely have some sort of owner, and you do not have permission to go in there. So you're technically speaking trespassing. So they're going to flee. Now, if there are people with, bad intentions, or they're going through hard times or something, that is the third option. They're trying to stay away, but if you get too close, they're going to bite.
Yeah. Yes, bang again. I'm hearing things everywhere now. Oh, frick's sake. We've gone from laughing, joking, numb nuts to nothing now.
I don't know, but I'm getting back in there. I don't like it. I know. Was that you that banged?
No, 100% no.
Did we hear it?
What, just then? Do you mean?
Is that a man? In high vis?
Where? Oh, fuck.
Can you see that? Dude, there's just something behind me.
What?
I don't like this. What is that? Is that a man? Let's go and look. Let's go and look. Can you see that reflection? It is an high vis jacket, but there's no one wearing it.
No.
I'm trying to look through that, underneath that tree there.
Jesus.
Dude.
What was that?
I can't do it. Let's go. I don't like this.
No, neither do I.
Hello?
Did you hear that? Bees everywhere.
This is not fun. Sorry about shaking camera. I'm pooing.
My heart's thrashing.
What was that? On the roof? It might just be a bird or something. That one. Wow.
It could be wind blowing, but
Big bird. Flipping heart, man.
now it sounded like one of the noises was behind us.
Okay, that one too.
And one in front of us as well.
What?
It sounds like there's a noise coming from in front of us and behind us as well.
Yeah, it does. And that blood inside the first.
Yeah, I know, and we saw that what looked like blood.
Well, I gotta say, abandoned buildings, especially when it's when it's bad weather and it's raining and all this and that, the water that is running through all of the concrete, steel, residue, name it, the water is running on there, all on the walls and everything. That's going to leave almost like a stain either on the floor if it's a drip. I'm not saying that it wasn't blood, but I've come across a lot of situations where it's like almost like wet lead kind of color, almost like a man, what's the name of the colors? I'm so old school. I am like purple, red, orange, blue, not turquoise, lavender. No, but it's almost like a burnt orange kind of look when you see, when there's water, and this is just an accumulation of it that, it's, that it's just been there for a long time. So, it could be that, not saying due to it being an abandoned location, it could be blood also, but let's not jump into the conclusion. Don't freak yourself out. Keep yourself composed. I actually like these guys. I would love to get in contact with certain urban explorers. That's what we should be doing as a community, as paranormal community. I get involved with a lot of different paranormal groups, a lot of different people, for example, my boys out there in Australia, Gary and Jeremy, we run a podcast together, and it's beautiful to have this connection with people around the world. I'm sorry, man, but that's the best part about the paranormal community. We are very acceptive. We anybody that's interested in what we're interested in, there's nothing but love, and it don't matter what color you are. There's no racism within the paranormal community. That's my opinion. But I would love to get in contact with these guys and possibly even like, is this Britain? Are you guys in, like New England or something? Or, I would love to get some more information, man, and get in touch with certain people and just explore, man. This is awesome.
I'm really on edge now. This is a bit ridiculous. For God's sake.
After hearing noises originating from all corners of the building, the explorers had absolutely no idea who or what was responsible for causing all the commotion, and their paranoia only seemed to intensify with every moment of that night. They ultimately began to suspect that someone might actually be stalking them, given the recurring pattern of noises and the fact that wherever they moved, they would either encounter something or start hearing loud noises. But despite the chaos unfolding around them, they chose to press on with their investigation and eventually decided to explore another building. However, as they were making their way there, they discovered even more fresh footprints in the snow.
In fact, it's snowing. Let's look at some footprints. These are ours. Do you know that? Did you walk that way?
No.
No, I didn't ask, mate.
Look. They're going into the building.
Yeah, we didn't come from this way. We didn't come this way. Who's in there?
They're going into
Someone's in there.
I think they are. Or have they gone in and then they've circled back round sort of this way
Yeah.
and and kind of gone back to the entrance and making the noises? We don't know. No. You've just seen there that there's footprints leading into this building. Are we going to risk it?
What was that?
I don't know. That were different.
Oh. I don't know if I dare. I genuinely don't think I dare do it.
I'm not really feeling this. Let's just have a.
That will be.
I think it's Amjad.
Again.
That was something there. That were back in the main warehouse where we just were.
One of two things is going on here, you guys. Either the people that they're talking about is creating noise to see if it could deter them from leaving, which means they're not explorers. All right? They're not explorers. Explorers are very vigilant, are very quiet, very stealthy. So people that are doing noises are there, this is my opinion, are there with no good intentions. So I hope these guys are good.
I'm going for it.
I am seeing more tea lights, Michael. Mike. On here. There, tea light.
Yeah, so there is.
And there's a circle. There. I don't know what's in the middle of it. It doesn't look like a pentagram or whatever. But what's this platform? What is this platform? I don't.
Somebody was definitely doing something.
Oh God. What's this? Let's hope it's not.
Missing youth.
This Lost Explorer and LD7 gone missing.
Foreshadow.
I was going around this back way because I wanted to see if there are any footprints.
Yeah.
And I can't. There. Footprints. I'm not even joking.
A footprint.
There's people here.
There's people here somewhere.
Look. Footprints are everywhere. Look, footprints everywhere. I'm getting to the point, I think, where I kind of want to just leave.
Better safe than sorry.
By this point, the explorers were fully convinced that someone was stalking and playing tricks on them throughout the night. Considering these circumstances, the duo began to follow the footprints in the snow, which started at the building's entrance, circled around the side, and ultimately led to the back. But despite their careful examination and efforts to track the source, they unfortunately found no one. Feeling extremely on edge and remaining constantly on high alert, the explorers hesitantly decided to investigate the final house before ending their exploration for good. However, as they were looking through that area, that's when they encountered something once again.
Further back here. I'm hearing some weird noises now.
They're not. There's no pattern to the banging. There is.
Sometimes no pattern.
To stuff you. No.
Off.
There. Come on.
There's something in there. I think there's something in there, or somebody.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know. We haven't been in here yet. Look, this does not look familiar. This is different.
Oh, yeah, you're in another building.
Stairs.
Oh my god, mate. God, no.
Oh no.
What are you? Oh my god, mate. God, no.
Oh no.
What are you?
That wasn't them.
What in there?
Marcello?
Eh?
Did you make a sound?
No.
Am I hearing things?
I don't.
I don't know if I'm hearing things, but... Making a sound, I have no idea.
This might be the worst decision I've ever made.
I'm not even going to stop filming there. I know Mike's just done his outro, but I am not going to stop filming until I get back to the car. Because there's something.
I don't think that was a scream. I think that was the guy behind you taking a deep breath.
I've never felt like this in a abandoned building. And I'm not just saying that.
After hearing multiple voices coming from the building, the explorers tried to investigate the upper floors and even check the rest of the house. However, the results were pretty...
Hold on,
First
you
try-
guys.
I've never felt like this in a car. Because there's something.
Okay.
I've never felt like this in a abandoned building.
I was gonna say, weren't they both walking down the stairs and then all of a sudden the guy disappears? But he left.
And I'm not just saying that.
After hearing multiple voices coming from the building, the explorers tried to investigate the upper floors and even check the rest of the house. However, the results were pretty similar to those before. They ultimately found nothing and grew even more paranoid. By now, the explorers were completely overwhelmed by the constant loud bangs, the footprints, and everything else they had witnessed that night. As a result, they had lost all interest in continuing their exploration or investigation. They ultimately decided to call it a night and finally chose to leave the building. Fortunately for the duo, they didn't encounter anything unusual again and successfully managed to leave the abandoned quarry. In the aftermath of these events, the explorers reflected on their experience and expressed their strong belief that a stalker was responsible for all the commotion and insisted that it was most certainly not a paranormal occurrence. But despite everything that had happened, they were grateful to have escaped the situation unharmed and relieved to have avoided any physical injury in what could have otherwise been a dangerous ordeal.
Wow.
If you've enjoyed the video so far, it would mean a lot if you considered subscribing. Over 95% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. Your support really helps the channel grow, and in return, I promise to keep bringing you guys the best quality content. Now let's get back to the video.
Let's
In
keep it
January
pushing.
of 2025, a YouTuber named John uploaded a video titled "Exploring My Abandoned Childhood Mall" to his channel, John Urate. His channel specializes in producing cinematic-style urban exploration content, with a strong emphasis on storytelling and documenting the forgotten history of the abandoned locations that he visits. In this particular video, John, accompanied by two of his friends, set out to explore an abandoned shopping center known as the Westminster Mall, located in Westminster, California. As the explorers began their video, they arrived at the building at around 3 a.m. and noted that the mall had only been abandoned a few months earlier. Despite its recent closure, they were shocked by the mall's poor condition and how trashed everything appeared. Nonetheless, they took a moment to reflect on the eerie and somber atmosphere before continuing with their exploration. For nearly the next 15 minutes, they wandered through the abandoned mall and thoroughly explored the various stores in relative peace, encountering nothing out of the ordinary and fully immersing themselves in the experience. The trio then decided to leave that section and chose to head into the service room. However, as they were walking toward that section, that's when they stumbled upon something extremely disturbing.
Let's go to the back rooms. Bro, I'm curious to know what are they doing? It's hard to say. I don't trust them though. Yeah, they're very casual dressed. Bro, I'm curious. I don't know about you guys, but I'm curious. Let's go this way. Don't
just trying to see what the people here are trying to do. So we're looking around.
There was what?
So we're looking around. We're just trying to see what the people here.
Oh, that's a mirror. Sorry, guys. I thought this thing over here looked like, basically somebody walking, but it was a mirror.
Are trying to do. So we're looking around.
Yeah, I'm very vigilant.
Well, since we're not the only ones here, we're just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So that's why we're kind of like investigating right now. It could be like criminal activity or something. We don't know. This is so crazy. This is insane.
After hearing loud noises coming from the building, the explorers immediately turned around and began walking in the opposite direction, doing their best to put as much distance as possible between themselves and the commotion. They later suspected that the noises were not caused by fellow explorers or visitors, especially given the late hour, which made such a presence highly unlikely. They ultimately concluded that whoever was responsible for the noises was either a group of criminals or possibly even security guards patrolling the mall. Considering these possibilities, they stayed on high alert and were forced to explore the mall with great caution, making sure to stick together and move carefully to avoid running into any potential threats. However, as they were passing through one of the stores, that's when they encountered something once again.
We know they're doing something with that one room, and they're primarily focused on that room. So like, what? Yeah. Let's go take a look from the top again. Hard to say what to do.
Okay.
Oh no,
Is there anywhere that we shouldn't go for your crew? Is there anywhere that we shouldn't go for your crew?
What a trip that would believe that.
I cannot believe that this just happened to us right now.
I can't, words can't describe it, bro. He said not to go near where?
No, he said we can go anywhere. Just like don't with the anime store, cause like that's his shop.
Well, there's another anime store there, so. Well, we're just here to film, so we're straight.
The individual they encountered inside the mall was most likely a scrapper, who didn't seem overly aggressive or confrontational about the explorers entering the building. However, he did give them a firm warning to avoid certain areas and stores, effectively telling them to stay away from his crew. The explorers respectfully agreed to keep their distance, acknowledging that the situation could become serious if they ignored the warning. They then avoided those areas and explored the remaining parts of the mall for nearly the next 10 minutes. During this extended period of exploration, they still heard faint noises from the crew, but the sounds were relatively distant, and both the scrappers and the explorers were minding their own business. They eventually decided to end their exploration and started making their way toward the nearest exit. Fortunately, they didn't encounter anything unusual again and were able to leave the building without further incident. However, about a week later, John and his friends decided to return to the same abandoned mall to investigate further. But little did they know that what they were about to encounter next would be far worse than anything they had faced previously.
This is absolutely insane. This place just literally popped off and everything went to destruction. Like crazy destruction. So the thing is a lot of people are just breaking everything in Westminster right now. Like it's a whole fucking war zone in there. It's bad. Holy shit. So guys, we're back in the Westminster Mall right now. And it became Dude, what are you?
It's mayhem right now, dude.
Mayhem. This is bad.
I gotta stop right here because it is pissing me off. The reason why it's pissing me off is because a-holes, not these guys, a-holes like that, where you see a cross, is the reason why all of these historic monuments, I say monuments, but these structures, you know, like abandoned hospitals, abandoned churches, abandoned anything abandoned, you get these a-holes going in there and destroying it. Like, what gotta be broken in your head for you to think, hey, let me go into this place and just break everything? Let me do graffiti all over the place. We just saw a video that the place didn't look half bad. The guy just said that, that it's closed down for a couple of months. See, yeah, and it wasn't kept up, but it doesn't, it didn't look bad. Now look how it looks. Look how it is. Yo, that's sad, man. And not for nothing, I'm a urban explorer, paranormal urban explorer, and I understand why they have laws of trespassing, breaking and entering, and all this and that because of a-holes like that. Oh man, it really irks me, bro, because they are ruining it for everybody that wants to just explore.
Honestly, you gotta watch where you're stepping.
Up and get what we need to get before it gets really bad in here.
Yeah. Whoa. Trust me, guys, we're not partaking in any of this whatsoever.
Yeah, but you're in there, bro. You're in there, bro. If I was you, I would leave and just call it a day because the police ain't gonna give a crap. If the police goes in there and starts, seeing that there's people destroyed, yeah, all you guys, even the people that don't have nothing to do with that group breaking everything is gonna get caught.
Yeah. Bro.
Feel like
What if someone just smashed it? Damn. Dude, that's like always where I entered Westminster. I'm really just fucking watching my head. Like, you never know.
yeah, you're supposed to watch out right here.
Yeah.
We've been told that people are breaking glass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuck it. Let's get into the... Alright. Yep.
That was close.
After witnessing the entire tone of the mall shift in real time and transform into a full-blown war zone, John and his friends were left completely speechless by what they were seeing. As they ventured deeper into the chaos, they encountered dozens of people smashing glass, spraying graffiti, looting anything of value, and even noticed a cracked safe lying amidst the destruction. Despite the building descending into total mayhem, John chose to document this destructive environment for over 30 minutes. Throughout this intense period, the explorers remained highly cautious as they navigated the mall, staying on high alert to their surroundings and constantly on edge about the footage they were capturing. They carefully avoided stepping into anything hazardous and took special care to steer clear of areas where falling shards of glass could pose a significant danger. Amidst the chaos, they noted that the longer they stayed, the more apparent it became that this felt like a completely different world compared to their first visit. They described the mall as being alive again, but in the worst possible way, with people everywhere treating it like an open playground for destruction. In the end, they concluded that Westminster Mall had become an extremely dangerous place and a very sad sight to witness in real time. They emphasized that no shot is worth the risk, and strongly advised viewers to avoid going there themselves, given the active vandalism and unpredictable strangers that are currently inside the building.
Man, you guys, I mean, I love the video. This video is very interesting. I gotta say, very interesting. Man, bro, like that pisses me off. Oh, sheesh. But anyway, you guys, as much as I like the video, Those are real dangers that you face when you do urbex. And again, you're not gonna catch me in something modern. I like to do historical places, that is, that has history, that has dark history, that has some sort of imprint on this earth. I'm all, I don't care. Couldn't care less. Supermarket, couldn't care less. The other places where the British people were at, I can't recall. They were British, right? That was interesting, but they didn't really say what it was. Anyway, you guys, if you guys are enjoying yourselves, please do what you're doing. Like a channel, hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.